Okay, shopping crew, hop online.
Okay.
We're putting 5 big companies to the test: Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Wish, and AliExpress.
I've got Toronto Blue Jays 2017 MLB baseball jersey, $159.99.
I got something on Wish. Michael Kors 171 Canadian.
To find out if we're buying real or getting ripped off with a fake. Everything from sportswear
Nike Air Jordan clutch, 85 US.
to health and beauty products.
In the picture, it says naked 2. In the description, it says naked 5, which doesn't exist.
Even electronics.
Apple AirPods on Amazon for $245.
It can be tough to tell with some listings looking pretty legit.
It says in big red letters, we don't sell any fakes.
We buy dozens of different products. While we wait for them to arrive, we're on our way to meet up with one Amazon customer who says he got conned when looking for a new sound machine.
We were expecting our third, and we thought, well, let's get a couple more sound machines, one for each of the kids' rooms.
Doug Folks shops online all the time for his kids. He thinks he's getting a good deal, but this time ends up with a dud.
When you received the products, what made you question whether they were legit?
Well, because I plugged them in to test them out, right, to make sure everything was running fine. And when I put them in, I noticed that they seemed weaker. They didn't have the oomph of the other one.
Doug does some digging, calls up the manufacturer to find out what's up with his sound machine.
So I sent a picture, and it happened to have the model number on it, and they said to me that those were counterfeit. So I was shocked. And so the next day, I actually contacted Amazon and said, hey, what gives?
Amazon apologizes, promising it'll never happen again. They even direct him to a page they say is legit.
So I went ahead and ordered them. A couple days later, they arrived. And of course, I plug them in, and I check the back of the serial numbers. They are counterfeit, and I'm almost certain they're the exact same 3 that I had just shipped back.
Amazon apologizes again and says they'll investigate.
What do you think about that?
I'm shocked. How many other people is this happening to?
Good question. Our products are here. Turns out some are legit. Others confirmed counterfeit. But there's a whole bunch we don't know about because some official manufacturers won't work with us. Welcome to the first ever Marketplace Fashion Showcase. So we're bringing in some industry pros to get their expert opinion. Let's welcome our counterfeit product specialist. In true fashion show style, David Lipkiss is a lawyer and counterfeit products expert with over a decade of experience. Let's give it up for David. Mike Yashevsky is a private investigator who has done investigations in nearly 60 countries. Let's give it up for Mike. And finally, Lori Turner is a lawyer and senior vice president. She specializes in finding and taking down counterfeit products, both online and in stores. Lori. How big a problem is counterfeiting in North America?
This problem is in the hundreds of billions of dollars in North America.
How big a deal is it to track them down?
Well, it's getting more difficult. Counterfeiters are becoming more sophisticated. They understand that the odds of getting caught are low. The penalties when they are caught are almost non-existent.
Ultimately, when you buy counterfeiting, you are supporting organized crime, you're supporting terrorism, you're supporting human trafficking, drug trafficking. All of that money is used illegitimately.
With so much at stake, we want to know if we've bought any fakes. Please welcome our marketplace models onto the stage. First up, purses. They're pretty popular in the counterfeit world. All right, let's start with Wish. Come on up. We want to know if we luck out or lose out with this Michael Kors handbag.
One great place to look on handbags is the actual strap, because oftentimes there'll be some poor, this is a finishing piece versus the main piece, so the counterfeiter may not put as much care into the strap.
And how does that strap look?
I don't like it.
While the judges take a closer look, what do these online shoppers think?
Tell me which ones you think are real and which ones you think are fake.
Okay. So, I think this is fake.
Just looking at these purses, what are your thoughts?
Well, the thing that really stands out for me right now, would be the only one that would be real is this one.
Her pick? Walmart. Is she right? Time to find out. Audience, it is your time. Cheer if you think this purse is real. Wow, silence. Clap if you think this could be a fake. There's the answer from the audience. Time to vote, judges.
Suspected fake.
Suspected fake. Suspected fake, there you go. Now we're gonna go with Amazon. Initial thoughts on this purse, judges?
Now, if we take a look at it, one of the things that you often want to look at is how the emblem is placed on. The additional pieces to the main body of the item can oftentimes be a sign of a counterfeit.
AliExpress, come on up.
Oh, look how bad that one is. There's obviously glaring differences.
Really?
In piping, stitching, labeling, fabric, materials, all those things that are visually perceptive.
In fact, our experts suspect all the purses we buy from all 5 retailers are fake. All of these purses are believed to be counterfeit.
Okay, wow.
What do you think?
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, see, you can't trust anything online nowadays. That's horrible. That really disappoints me, you know.
Back at our fashion show, time to take a look at some Raptors jerseys. Take your place, AliExpress. You can see some of the close-ups. You can take a look at the tags, look at the inside of these jerseys. While our experts get a closer look, we ask the audience for their vote. Cheer if you think this jersey is real. Wow. So what's the word from our judges?
Now, I happen to be a huge Raptors fan, and so I've actually never seen a jersey where there's red dots along the white lettering and numbering for Lowry. So that's a bizarre indicator that I think would be really important for Nike to look at when they're assessing whether this is a fake or not.
There's also sort of an absence of really any Nike labeling on the inside of the product, which is also an interesting indicator.
As for Amazon,
and take a look, you've got tags on this product, yet if you look at the number 7, you'll notice that it's actually bubbling over, and that might be an indicator, a red flag to the brand that maybe this deal was too good to be true.
I don't think I saw a hologram on either of those tags or products.
both jerseys we buy from Amazon and AliExpress, suspected fake. Moving on to cookware. So this is our next product. It is the Tefal kitchenware set 10-piece. Judges, come on up. Talk us through what you're seeing. The judges are quick to spot some red flags.
First thing would be the difference in color on the boxes. Right away, they're different shades of red, maroon, whatever you want to call it.
We also noticed when we opened the boxes, the inside, there is a code on 2 of the boxes.
Oh, yeah.
And there isn't on the 3rd.
And then the last inconsistency that you can see right away is take a look over here where it says dishwasher safe. They're spaced a little bit differently on these boxes, and I'm not sure why that's the case.
Many differences. So what do they all mean?
In my world, when I see inconsistency, it usually means that you're erring on the side of counterfeit. And so for that reason, I believe that something is fishy here.
It's time to up the ante. Our experts tell us buying counterfeits could pose health and safety risks, especially when it comes to makeup. There we go. Let's start with Wish. Like this Urban Decay Naked Eyeshadow Palette. Audience, make sure to take a look at these screens. Remember, our judges are looking for the finer details to point out any red flags. Cheer if you think that this eyeshadow palette is real. Okay, there's a few out there. Clap if you think they're fake. It's time for your votes. All suspected fake? AliExpress.
And there's an immediate red flag which should be brought to everyone's attention. The half-baked is actually hail-baked, and that just can't be right.
It's also missing its serial number identifier, which we've seen on some of the other packaging.
Turns out, our judges believe the eyeshadow we buy from every retailer could be counterfeit. Finally, we've got Kylie Jenner lip products. Our judges think all of them are suspect. Here's why.
The first thing to note is that Kylie Cosmetics products can only be purchased through authorized retailers. And so the reality is if you're buying from a third-party seller or buying from a third-party marketplace, that is an immediate red flag that you should be aware of.
Okay. AliExpress. David.
Well, this packaging actually has a lot of red flags that would be brought to Kylie Cosmetics' attention, and Kylie is actually spelt wrong. It says Kylie Lip Kits by Kylie, K-Y-I-L-E.
And cosmetics is spelled wrong, too. It's time to vote. Suspected fake all across the board. Walmart, come on up.
The tube is different than all of the other tubes. If those are trying to imitate or replicate the legitimate product, this one didn't do as good of a job.
It's time to vote. David's ready to pick it up. All suspected fake. Could these counterfeit cosmetics be dangerous too? To find out, we send our health and beauty products to a lab, testing for toxic ingredients like mercury and lead. Walk me through what you're seeing here. Toxicologist Ryan Prosser gives us the lowdown on our results, starting with this lipstick from AliExpress, confirmed counterfeit by MAC.
Yeah, the lead and the chromium concentrations are quite high. Lead shouldn't really be above 10.
And what do you see there?
It's reading 7,510, so it's 751 times higher than what should be in cosmetics.
Yep, you heard right. The lead in this lipstick is 751 times Health Canada's recommended limit. What could happen to someone who has high levels of lead exposure?
It's gonna start to have an adverse effect on your nervous system, which is then gonna eventually, if you're overexposed, could have an impact on your cognitive ability.
Doesn't sound pretty. Another shocker, the mercury in the Kylie Jenner lip products we buy from AliExpress.
The mercury concentration is about double what would be allowable in cosmetics in Canada. The fact that it's being applied to the lips and that likely percentage of that is being ingested, that's a definite pathway of exposure that I would be concerned about. The takeaway from the data you have here is be careful where you buy it from.
We tell AliExpress about our lab test results. They tell us they're taking action. The shops that sold us the toxic makeup were closed, and the sellers banned from the AliExpress platform. Meantime, we share our results with our shoppers.
Oh gosh, okay. Yeah.
What runs through your mind when you hear that?
I think probably just going to the real store and buy the products from the actual store rather than online.
It's scary.
It's scary, yeah.
This is your marketplace. We're investigating the real cost of counterfeits. Testing 5 popular retailers, buying dozens of products, and revealing which ones could be fake and be putting your health at risk. We know most counterfeit products come from overseas, so we asked Canada's Border Services Agency to let us see what they're doing to stop the sale of counterfeits. But they say no. So we're heading across the border to Buffalo, New York, to get an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at how the U.S. is cracking down. It's 4 a.m. This is when all the action takes place. What are we seeing here?
Right now, they're lining up boxes to start searching them with the canine, and then some of the targeted shipments will be opened. And obviously, if the dog hits on any of the shipments, we'll check those as well.
This is Supervisory Customs Border Patrol Officer Aaron Belker. Along with other officers, he's inspecting each package coming through to ensure fakes are found. So this package seems to be clear.
Yes, correct.
No fakes this time. This is a behind-the-scenes look that people don't get.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into this, not only to protect the communities in the country, but also the industry and protect companies and their trademark goods.
He says cracking down on counterfeits is a big priority for the U.S.
Why is it so important for the U.S. to detect and seize these counterfeit goods?
Well, not only are we protecting the companies that make them, but also you have to consider where the money's going back to. It's going to fund external organizations, whether it's a terrorist organization, whether it's a criminal enterprise, it's funding something that's illegal. When you follow the money, it gets really scary. That's what we're trying to stop.
He shows us just some of the products they've seized.
We have some counterfeit purses. You can tell even just by holding them that the material itself doesn't feel very good. This logo is starting to fall off the sports jerseys. So look at the printing and how the stitching goes in between the letters. It's continuous instead of it being each letter. There isn't even hologram logos on the tags.
Looks similar to some of the stuff we bought.
This is just a small sample of what we get.
It's wild.
This is your marketplace. Cracking down on counterfeits. Revealing big names online could be selling you fakes, from jerseys and Jordans to mugs and makeup.
It's not some person sitting in their basement making an extra $50,000, $60,000 a year. This is a billion-dollar industry.
In just 1 year, U.S. Customs and Border Protection seized over 33,000 counterfeit shipments. In Canada, through an access to information request, we find out it's just 69 detainments, and that's over a 3-year period. Fakes aren't just sold online. Old school markets are thriving too. So, are Canadian authorities doing a better job cracking down in stores?
Recording?
Yeah. We're wiring up to find out. Going inside Pacific Mall, north of Toronto, 270,000 square feet, more than 400 shops, a popular shopping center known for selling counterfeit goods. This is where in 2018, York Regional Police raided and seized thousands of fake goods. Last summer, they charged 8 people. Did the crackdown work?
Hello. Hi, how are you?
We're about to find out. Just 1 day after the charges are laid, we're inside with hidden cameras.
Check out these Valentinos.
Look, these are
$60.
It takes no time at all to find luxury brands that don't look so legit.
Are these Manolo Blahniks real? I don't know. If you like, you buy. You don't like, no buy. These are Valentinos. They're misspelled. Valentino. It's $60 for this panty though?
And when we ask if we're buying authentic, the truth comes out.
But is this real? No, not really. Everything on the real. It's all fake. But everything looks like the original one. Is this like real Valentino? I don't have real. It's all fake. Real.
And at this stall, the curtains are closed.
Are you open?
We have to knock to get inside.
Are these real?
They're not. Why is your curtain closed today?
It's because the private sale, we're gonna close it from this.
Do you know why they asked you to leave?
They don't want us to stay here, selling those stuff.
So there's no way you're gonna stay here?
No. Nobody can do it. Because that's the government stuff.
Seems like those charges might make a difference. To know for sure, months later, we do another spot check and find dozens of counterfeit products still for sale.
Are any of these real?
No. We share our findings with Pacific Mall. They tell us consumer health and safety is a top priority, and they believe the sale of counterfeits at their mall is extremely limited. They also say they issue warnings to store owners and work with manufacturers and local police to identify fakes. Back at our Marketplace fashion show, our counterfeit experts say we have to be extra cautious when looking for a deal, whether it's in-store or online.
Although you want to look for a good price, you don't want to end up buying a counterfeit that can cause harm to you. So you really do have to be careful.
We asked all 5 retailers to come on camera to explain how they're cracking down on counterfeit products. They all say no.
but tell us they're committed to stopping the sale of counterfeit products on our site, using a combination of the latest technology and enforcement to protect consumers. They say they vet their third-party sellers carefully, and if they find out fakes are being sold, they remove the products and sellers from their site. Now, Walmart disagrees with our judges, saying that what their third-party sellers sold us was legit. And they all add, if what you buy isn't as advertised, you can always request a refund. Meantime, our judges have some advice on how you can spot the fake.
Well, the first thing I would do is always contact the legitimate retailer to see if they actually do allow their products to be sold on Amazon.
If you suspect that you have bought something online that is fake, the first thing you should do is call or email the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre. The CAFC has a phenomenal project chargeback where they're going to work together with the payment processors through the CAFC, and as a result, that could result in a refund to you, and most importantly, it could trigger an investigation into the merchant.
We're all looking for a deal, but be cautious, do your research, make sure you know what you're getting, and more importantly, where you're getting it from.